My connection is weak. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to try it again. This time I'm moving closer to my Wi-Fi signal. This was all about collective yoga today. I had an amazing time. Yoga for everybody. I really love the facility. I had a great time, and I'm just going to wait a few moments while Facebook builds my audience in case anybody wants to pop in. But it is nice today. I'm thinking 65 maybe, a little breeze. It's a little windy out. It's really nice. But I have two things I want to share with you today, so I'm just going to wait about another 30 seconds before I talk about what I want to talk about. This is a nice shirt. It's a beautiful shirt. Dude. Man, that feels good. I still feel good. So anyway, as you're coming on, there's two things that I wanted to share with you today. I learned something about movement, and I wanted to share with you. You know, if you think about the time that when you were a kid, you may not remember that time, but most children around the age of 3 or so, they play. If you watch children play, they play with reckless abandon. They're flexible. They're able to move their bodies in ways that at 54, I don't move like I used to. And most of us can relate to the time like, man, if only I could move like I was when I was a little bit younger. But I think one of the things that I learned and I wanted to share with you is about movement is all about functionality. And instead of focusing on muscles and muscle parts, and let's say if you want to build like a stronger bicep or whatever, you know, typical thinking is, okay, well, let's go ahead and either you're going to go to the gym and pick up a weight, and you're going to make sure that that weight, that max weight on that that you're pumping, you can't get more than maybe 8 to 10 reps or so, depending on what you want to do, and you focus on that. And that is how we typically build up our bodies, whether it's the arms or the legs or the glutes or whatever. We constantly want to put stuff under load. But I thought about, after I had this training that I went to, it's like movement should come first, muscles follow movement. So you think about maybe getting into a pose. Let's say you're in a downward dog and you got your hands on the ground and you got your feet up and your backside up and you're in that downward dog position. You don't really focus on the muscles. You're focusing on getting the body moving into that position, and then after you're into the position, the muscles that are being worked are what you should really focus on. So let's say like I'm in a downward dog and I'm just there, and if I want to strengthen that pose, I start squeezing, make sure my hands are extended, and I start anchoring myself, and I'm squeezing different body parts, and I'm breathing in air, and then I want to let the air out and relax it. And that's one thing to think about. Another thing as far as movement, it's like our bodies, we don't move as good as we should because most of the time, 90% of the time, we're sitting down. And that's not really good for our spines and everything else. So focus on moving the body and then focus on the muscle second. So movement, motion, followed by muscle. And today, Trevor led the second half of the class that I went to today. And Trevor, he did an interesting thing. We were laying on our backs in Shavasana. This is near the end of class. And typically, you're laying on your back, you're letting your mind go, relax, your body just totally go limp. And then he tells you to, all right, now I want you to tighten up your feet, or I want you to tighten up your calves, or I want to tighten up your glutes. And then inhale, hold it, exhale, and then let everything go. And then when you let everything go with the exhalation of your breath, you just had I had a nice relaxing feeling about that. No, it felt really good. So that's one thing that we probably should do a little bit more of: breathing in, letting it go, letting the stress go too. This is a segue into my second point. Life is full of problems, and stress. And one thing that one analogy I like to leave with you is you're in a boat and you're in the water, and then you discover in your water or around your boat you're surrounded by alligators. Now, everyone will tell you that every alligator is potentially dangerous, just like every task or everything that you have to do in life may be difficult and dangerous as well. But the most important alligator that you should focus on is the one that's closest to your boat, not the one that's 50 feet away and not the one that's 100 feet away. Focus on the alligator that's closest to your boat, because that is the one that can impact your life the most. So as you're going through your life trying to figure out what to do, what's important, we all have trials and troubles and tribulations, but focus on the alligators or the tasks that are closest to your boat. Take care of those, and you deal with the other alligators as they come into your field of view or come into your life. All right, well, hopefully you all get a chance to check out Collective Yoga. They're on Virginia Beach Boulevard. I don't have the address off the top of my head, but I will post it in the comments. And I had a wonderful time. Make sure you do some movement this week, plan out your activities, and you all have a wonderful day. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.